Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and once again I'm joined for commentary by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going today?
Doing all right.
All right, so we are getting ready to start our series of suggested decks using Power of the Force cards. I am on the right in this game playing a Navy deck suggested by Inbred Jed on the boards. He's Jade from out of Gamers Army. I've played against him lots of games in different tournaments over the years, so I saw his suggestion, wanted to try it. It's a new version of a fighter deck. It's got two Empire's Elite, two Defense Protocol, two Phantoms of Imdar, two Cloud Cover, that's the new Navy fighter set that just came out in Power of the Force, one Superior Numbers, and one Training Procedures. And I'm playing this game against my good buddy Jerry, who's on the left here. He is playing a deck suggested by my commentary partner Derek with all the Spark units in it. So he's got Smuggler affiliate,
All the Spectre
yes,
units.
Spectre and Spark, yeah. Sorry, Spectre, I mean, with Spark. He's got Smuggler affiliation with two Last Warrior, two Spark of Rebellion, two Stand Together, two Explosives Artist, and two Haunting the Empire. So that'd be a pretty interesting matchup here with five new sets that came out in Power of the Force in play in this game. So obviously you built the deck. Jerry's going to try on the left. It's going to be his first attempt at this, just seeing the card. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm playing a little
Yeah,
more standard one with this Navy stuff with just one new set thrown in.
yeah. Once the Spectres came out and you could potentially run 10 of them. I just built the deck on the deck builder and just looked at it and like, wow, this actually looks playable. Like you didn't have to pull one or two, and just to make the deck not a stupid just theme only deck
Right.
that could actually be competitive. And yeah, I figure what the hell, we might as well give it a shot. I'm sure there's better versions out there where you could pull one or two of the Spectre pods in favor of something like Yoda or whatever. But I mean, it's a three-color deck. You got six pods with influence also, so it makes it pretty easy to get your stuff out.
Right. And I guess you went with Smuggler just because you technically only have two Smuggler uh,
Yeah, the
objectives in there.
smuggler would be the easiest resource to get locked out of,
Right.
and then also the fact that with your Jedi, Kanan's pod, nothing in there requires Jedi.
Right.
So it's a lot. You don't really need that as much either.
Yeah.
So
And one of the things I was happy about is I've used it a couple times. I'm sporting the nice new Ahsoka mat there that I got from the regional and
yeah,
figured
I got
I
one.
pulled out. Jerry actually doesn't have too many play mats. I usually just use some of mine that we have. So we pulled out a Vader one for him. We thought Vader dueling Ahsoka would be fitting, considering.
Yeah, I got both of those. I have too many playmats.
Yeah. I guess I don't have a ton because I haven't played nearly as many tournaments as you have, but I guess I have
Uh,
five now. So,
I
and
think I've got 15 and I've won all of them. I've not bought any of
yeah,
them.
I haven't bought any. I've got five. So I'm flipping up my objectives. I've got cloud cover and then superior numbers and what's the other one? I'm trying. Oh,
Empire's Elite, I think.
Empire's Elite. Yeah. So I've got a pretty good thing there. So with superior numbers, for it's been a while since people probably played that. So after it enters play, you can search your deck for a fighter deck that costs two or less and put it into play, and then shuffle your deck. And I'm
Hmm.
taking out the new Obsidian. I
Yeah.
think that was the Obsidian leader, if I remember right. Here,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. I used to always
which
either
costs two.
grab when that pod was new, I was mostly fishing for the TIE Advanced,
Right.
when I did it, or, what is it? The one that when you put a pilot on him, his icon is a tribute to the Force. That's
Yeah,
in the
the
Baron Vel set.
right, the interceptors, yeah. And so Jerry
Yeah.
flipped up one of each. He's got Last Warrior, uh, Haunting, is that the Haunting the Empire one in the middle, and then Stand Together, the new Ezra one. So it's like he had
Hmm.
both of the new ones that came out. Now, cloud cover is a pretty interesting objective here, that I've got there. It actually generates two resources, which is nice for fighter stuff since sometimes they tend to be resource light. That gives you each pilot of fighter you control gains plus one damage capacity. And
Mm-hmm.
Haunting the Empire is just a generic, 2/5 resource, so he's got some extra resources. And the Stand Together has influence while you control 2 or more Spectre units. The objective contributes 2 icons to your side during the force struggle, so that's pretty good. And
Mm-hmm.
looks like I dropped the escort carrier and
The
then a
hot
free
pocket.
pilot, the Hot Pocket. And then I'm going to focus it because that lets you put a fighter into play. And I'm just putting a cheap little TIE fighter in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I see a precision flying in my hand too, which gives you edge 2
Yep.
on a fighter. And I'm going to put that on the Obsidian Leader. So,
Yeah, the Obsidian Leader has targeted strike too, if I
yeah,
remember
yep, it
correctly.
has targeted strike, which is pretty darn good.
And then all other fighters gain protect Obsidian Leader,
If
assume as long as he is piloted,
Right, exactly.
which he is now. So he
Right.
becomes virtually unkillable. The only
Yep.
thing he's missing now is Elite. So if you could get Baron on the table, you could do some damage with him.
Yeah, exactly. And it'd be kind of nice if got a way to get around the pilot rules like Lightside did recently with those co-pilots, and then you could
Hmm.
probably really do some shenanigans here. But and so Empire's lead is when something leaves play, piloted fighter unit leaves play once per turn, you can pull both of them back to your hand.
Yeah.
So I got a pretty good start there, and having the hot pocket, as you call it, turn 1 was really good because you can focus it just to put something in. So that really
Right.
can accelerate stuff. You're basically spending 1 resource to put a ship
Yeah.
in somewhere.
Yeah, the danger with that guy is that he's 2 health. He's obviously bait for a rebel assault, but
Right.
when this set came out, the pilots were the big thing, so you were seeing a lot of rebel ships. And now the rebel assault is not in, every deck you run into it anymore.
Right.
So he's a little more valuable.
And Jerry is playing Sabine. She's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and he's got 2 objectives with influence there because Stand Together has influence and Last Warrior has influence. So he should be able to play pretty much anything he might want to play without too many problems. And he's spending
Hmm.
1 to play is that the Lothcat? I think that's what that is.
That thing is so annoying.
Yes, it is. I didn't realize it until I started playing against it. So it's you
It
know,
counters anything. I had to stop a Visage. I had to stop an I Have You Now that went off. Yeah.
yeah,
You
and
can use it to cancel any triggered ability, basically.
right, and it recycles. It doesn't just get discarded, so you could potentially
Yeah,
draw them again and put them back out.
yeah.
So now I only have 2 cards left, so I don't know if Jerry might decide to try to attack in here and see if he can get some damage with Sabine. Um,
Well, he's not going to kill anything if he does.
right, you could,
I mean, you have the protect ability, but you also have Edge 2, remember, on your leader.
yeah, I do. He might, knowing how Jerry plays, it wouldn't surprise me if he just sits back and takes the force here. Just because I had
Yeah,
only committed
you
the
guys
little
both
tie.
prefer to you guys both prefer to play defensively.
Yeah, Jerry is definitely a more defensive player. I'm probably a little more aggressive than him, just not as aggressive as you get. So he did. He took
Yeah.
committed Sabine, even though I think he probably didn't want to, since she's not elite. And the dial goes to 2, and I'm drawing up here. So I've got technically 6 resources, but I can use the escort carry to just play something, you know, any
Well,
fighter basically for 1. So
well, one good thing is you probably want to plan on attacking with the Obsidian Leader because the targeted
yeah,
strike can get rid of that damn cat.
yeah. And then there's one of those tie. Is that the cheap tie scouts there?
That's the one from the
Superior
location
numbers.
you got. Yeah, the when
Yeah,
he strikes, he removes a shield when he's
yeah.
focused to strike.
The tie scout. And then I
Yeah,
followed it up with the
I think it's
Obsidian
the
2.
the other Obsidian. Yeah,
Yeah, so I got off to a pretty good start here.
yeah.
And even though Obsidian Leader and Obsidian 2 are both elite. So Obsidian 2 is Wise Pilot. You get to double its unit damage icon, so that's not bad.
Hmm.
And I've already got the pilot bonus for from Cloud Cover too. So
Yeah, the one time I tried my new fighter deck, I ended up flipping double cloud cover, so I had +2 health to anything piloted, and
yeah.
then the whole game I drew one pilot.
Oh wow.
Oh, I think I had 8 or 10 in my deck, and I only saw one.
Yeah. Now there really aren't a lot of pilots in this deck. Looking back at, there's the two in training procedures, and then Fell, and that's about it. And well, I guess in Howl
Yeah,
Runner, and there's actually then there's the four from Cloud Cover. So I guess there's about eight then. So that's not too
yeah.
bad. It's more than I was thinking. Sorry, give it. I was
I
almost
think
forgetting
the
Cloud
I
Covers.
think I had 8 in the one I threw together. The difference was I had double on the superior numbers, and I didn't have the Phantoms pod. I was running Vader
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah, the Phantoms are still pretty darn good. So it looks
Yeah,
like
I always liked the Phantoms.
I'm gonna send in the Obsidian 2 here after something. Figure might as well swing. Mainly because unless Jerry's got a trick, I don't have to worry about tactics coming back at me.
Yeah, neither one of you have tactics. Granted, fighters aren't going to have too much tactics
No,
anyway.
no, not really at all. So, well, the Phantoms do. So I'm
Yeah,
swinging, and I guess he's letting it go. I'm just gonna get 2 damage on haunting the Empire.
it's always kind of scary when you still have that hot pocket available because doesn't know what you could still drop into
Yep,
play.
and it looks like I'm using them to put in a TIE attack squadron. There's a
Yep,
classic one from
there.
Defense
That's
Protocol.
why.
That has targeted strike, just like the Obsidian leader does. And I am sending both of them in here after something.
So you got 2 guns there potentially, but if you play a fate card, you're going to get another gun and targeted strike. You'd be able to kill Sabine
Yeah, that is correct.
if you drop any kind of fate card at all.
Yeah.
So I would think he has to block with Sabine here and
Yep.
try and take out the TIE attack squad. He's not going to kill the Obsidian leader.
No, I've got ways to kind of protect some damage there.
Yeah.
I can't really protect the TIE attack squadron, but unless he's
No,
got a heat in his deck, which I don't think there is one, kind of looking at his list now,
I
he's
don't
not going to be,
think
yeah.
so.
So he just passed, and I'm playing stay on target, and I'm putting the
Yeah.
Howl Runner in.
So what does the Howl do?
She gives each fighter you control gains a gun, black gun.
Yeah.
So now the
So
the TIE
okay,
attack
how
squadron.
many?
Yeah,
Does he have 4 guns now then? Because he gained one, he's gained another one from her. No, he has 3 guns,
yeah. So the
right?
TIE attack has three guns and targeted strikes. So I'm just gonna shoot Sabine, and I
Yeah, and
also
then get
get
the cat as well.
2 damage. Yeah, and I actually almost forgot about that. The Obsidian leader had it and started shooting, and Jerry remembered if I remember this correctly, kill it. I'm like, wait, I don't. Oh, like, oh yeah. He's like, well, I knew it had targeted strike. I'm like, whoops, I forgot it had targeted strike. so so I'm getting another blast there. So I'm gonna end up doing 4 total. The last warrior here, and
Yeah,
I
not
just
looking
cleared his
good for that
board,
deck.
and I got a free board to swing at. So
Yep.
I'm gonna send the little TIE scout and get 2 damage. I've just got my little TIE fighter left to defend. Lonely little TIE fighter out in the middle of nowhere, but I took balance back with him.
Hmm.
And that,
Yeah, it's that TIE attack squad is still one of my favorite
yeah.
fighter units.
So that was pretty crazy that you get the gun from playing the fake card. I put the Howler on it, which gave the thing the extra gun. So now it's a 3 black gun targeted strike unit. That's pretty darn good.
Hmm. All you need now is some way to protect him.
Yeah, well, it does have 3 health now thanks to cloud cover too. So,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's just as big as your standard main.
yep,
You
yeah,
know, that guy's as nasty as Core Luke is right now,
yep,
if not more so.
yeah. Well, I can't free him up, but can't
Yeah.
free him up when Jerry's turn started. But yeah, I'm in a pretty good position there. I've got 8 damage out on the board. Jerry hasn't done any, even though the dial's only at 2. But I'm looking for a pretty explosive turn pretty soon, I would think. I mean, he's got 5 resources, but I don't think he was counting
Yeah.
on me killing Sabine and his Lothcat.
Yeah. Well, the unfortunate thing also for him is that he didn't get Spark.
Right.
And in a lot of the decks that focus around Spark with all your cheap units, if you don't get that location, the deck really slows down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. That's really the objective you're always prioritizing. Even if you get 2 of them, a lot of the times I would keep, both, just depending on your resource situation.
Yeah, and he may not have defended there too. I mean, I had those fake cards in my hand, so I could obviously, or the cards in my hand to play the fake card and to put Howl Runner in, so I left a few back. But I also was going to have Edge 2 there because of the precision flying. And
Yep.
there is Hera. Now there's some tactics, right?
Yeah, the time that I used the deck that Jerry's got, I had got I think I got Ezra was the Jedi one. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
I got him and I put Sabine's armor on him turn one, and then I also had the Phantom that could remove the damage from him.
Yeah.
And I think 3 times in that game I attacked with him, and then I did a second attack somewhere else and played a well equipped and freed him up and sent him again at a third objective. So it was all just because he was a huge pain because he had 4 health, and he made you discard cards if you didn't want to do his stuff. So
Yeah. So it looks like there's Jerry swinging with Hera here, and I'm gonna let him probably. 2 damage on cloud cover. He's gonna try to focus the TIE attack squadron there.
yeah,
So Hera is obviously better when other specters on the board each friendly specter and neutral unit gains a gun, and after you refresh, you can move a focus token from a friendly specter unit, which helps get around not having elite stuff on the specter unit. So that went to 4, and I'm gonna free everything up but the TIE attack squadron. Too bad I didn't have fell out.
Talon roll right now would be really good.
Yeah, I think I just see one in my hand.
That's the other reason I love the Talon rolls. I love the Death from Above. Still like the objective to eliminate the damn cat now. Yeah, I still think that's one of the best fighter sets is that defense protocol.
Now, it looks like I should have a pretty free board to swing at, although I guess if he has Kanan's concentration in his hand, he could potentially free up Hera. But but other than that, there's not a lot he can do.
He had to do what he did and just accept the fact he's going to take 1 damage from your obsidian.
Right.
Because otherwise you were going to have a full edge hand and come in with all of it anyway. So that was really the lesser of 2 evils. He does have, edge cards now, but if he doesn't free up Hera, that's not going to help him much here.
Right.
Yeah, he's just getting outrun here by the targeted strike slowed him down, and you got a pretty fast start going with your hot pocket also out there that's paying dividends.
Yeah, well, that and superior numbers letting me get something in for free to start with, and then the hot pocket just to make things cheaper. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain about the start I had here. This is probably pretty quick start. I mean, granted, you can mulligan for some things, but I don't know if it'll always be this quick.
Yeah, well, you've only got 1 copy of Superior Numbers in that deck, and you got the location and the 1 unit as well. Yep. So that definitely helped.
And I am playing one of the interceptors there. The ones you're talking about. That
the only thing you're missing is Baron right now.
Yeah. Well, that would just be stupid if I get him. Then I'm just like way too much stuff here.
I have noticed that you haven't played a resource all game. How many are in that deck? Because I remember that was one of the things I was looking at with my version.
Yeah, I think the only resource is the Hot Pocket, and there's a Phantom I'm just putting into play for 1.
Is there one of the 2-for-1 that reduces a pilot?
Just in Empire's Elite. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I just gave, what is that?
It gives him 1 more gun.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that's the thing that gives him a gun.
Ion cannon, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. Or enhanced laser cannon.
Laser cannon, yeah.
Okay. And damage dealt by an enhanced unit can't be prevented by shields either.
Yeah.
So, and the Phantoms, so that's in the Phantom set, which Leopold back at Worlds a couple years ago certainly brought to light. And those Phantoms are pretty good. They black gun, black blast, white tactics, and while they're ready and participating in an engagement, it can't be targeted by enemy card effects or enemy combat icons.
Yeah. You have to let them swing first, and if you do that, then they get a tactics.
Right.
That's why they're so good.
So I just blew up something, and now I'm blowing up something else, it looks like. So I've blown up 2 objectives, and the dial's already gone to 7.
I remember when those Phantoms were new and nobody really knew about them. There's your Talon roll.
Yeah, there's my Talon roll. I think
Um,
Hera's in trouble.
I think in like 3 consecutive games, I had somebody attack with like Chewie or
Yeah.
Yoda or whatever into a Phantom and just not play edge cards because they had to let him strike, and I got him with "I have you now."
Yeah, and I played a fake card there, a stay on target, even though I didn't have a pilot to put in. So the Tax Rock Squadron had 3 guns, and I just killed Hera.
Yep,
And I blew up
and
his last objective.
all
So I've
three
looked, all
objectives.
3 objectives cleared his board, dials at 10, and I committed the Obsidian Leader and took balance back just so I have 4 pips now. So basically,
So
he's
he has to
probably not
start
going to
from
be able to.
scratch and deal 14 damage this
Yeah.
turn, probably.
So he flipped up another stand together. He flipped up Explosives Artist so he can look for the top 10 cards of his deck for a Spectre unit, put it into his hand.
Oh, whoopee. That's a little more useful when the dial's not at 10.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't have Spark.
And even if he somehow can get Force back here, I gotta think I have enough stuff out I can probably blow up an objective to win.
Yeah. I think this is pretty much a moot point now.
And there's Kanan, so he found something
I
decent there.
think you would have been better off with Zeb, just for targeted strike and eliminate something on your board.
Yeah. And
And
then,
another explosive. He still didn't get Spark. He went through 6 of his objectives, and I can't imagine he buried it at the start.
no, I can't
So
either.
that means he went through 7 objectives and didn't get Spark.
Yeah, maybe he didn't shuffle his objectives or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's pretty unlucky. So I guess he's looking for something else to go with Kanan here. The problem is he's only got 4 resources now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
Yeah, if he plays Kanan, he's down to 2. There's nothing he can do. He's just kind of going through the motions here.
Yeah, there's Ezra. About the only thing he could do is if he can play Kanan, use and then somehow get Ezra out and play Kanan's concentration or something. Yeah, that it wouldn't even work either because he still would only have Ezra to defend. Yeah, I think Jerry's probably in trouble here.
Well, no, if he used Kanan's concentration, he would have them both.
Yeah. Well, that only takes
Um,
1 token off, though. That's what I mean. He couldn't use it to.
oh, okay, yeah, you're
Yeah, I
right.
don't think there's anything he can do here to stop me from winning on my turn.
Yeah, there's no board wipe in that deck.
No, that's what he needed. He needed false report to flip up, wipe my
Yeah,
board,
that would have definitely made a difference.
and then he would have just had to play something and taken force back and see what he could do on my turn, I guess.
Mm,
But I don't think false report's in his deck either. So,
nope.
and let's see, he's
Uh,
spending 4 to
right.
play Kanan, I guess, just because.
Yeah.
But he can't get balance back. He can't do anything. That's got to be game. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I just said, yep, that was going to get 12. Boom. So that fighter deck worked pretty darn well that Inbred Jed had suggested
hmm
there. So, and I think your deck is better than it performed there. I think I just kind of got the God draw at the beginning and kept Jerry at bay,
Well,
and he was still
well,
trying to figure out the
two
play
targeted
too.
strike units on turn 2 when you make your first attack is pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you did have the precision flying sitting on him as well to give you the edge 2.
Right.
And then you double, you increased. I mean, you effectively had 5 guns worth of targeted strike to
Yep,
be divided between 2 targets
yep.
on turn 2. That's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it sure was. So that deck performed pretty well. I said I think your deck is gonna make a comeback in some other games here, like we talked about. I think it just first time trying new cards, it's always can be a little shaky trying to figure out how they work and what's the best way to use them. But so you got any
Oh
final
yeah,
thoughts about this one before we wrap up this episode?
it was pretty much a one-sided beatdown.
Yeah,
So it was, and it wasn't that Jerry did anything wrong. He didn't get his spark. He didn't. He had okay start for the first turn. That's not bad getting Sabine and getting the cat out there, but I mean they both got wiped out by all your targeted strike, and
yeah.
There wasn't much he could do when you were still plopping down units. You had 5 units, and then after that, and he had none.
Right, right. So, all right. Well, thanks again for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, yep, anytime.